So it's not quite, not even 6 a.m. yet, and I just had to get this real talk off my chest, right? I don't actually go and get Jordan for his walk until around 7 or 7:30, but I want to get this off my chest. And I don't know if you saw this the other day, but Tesla, Elon Musk, basically admitted in an HBO interview that his company was single weeks away from being done. Um, and that kind of headline should at least catch your attention, right? This is a company, when I look at it, never had a value less of like $40 billion, right? When you take their stock times their price, they were worth $40 billion, but they were down to 9 weeks or less. At least that's how I understand the quote, from being done, right? So I guess there's a couple of things I want you to take away from this. First and foremost, I don't think they would have ever been done, right? Frankly, I think they could have gone to the market and raised some debt and limped along, but they would have been injured, right? That would not have been cheap debt. That would have been expensive. Um, Second, you need to understand, I guess, the three different statements that accountants really talk about, right? There is your balance sheet, and undoubtedly Tesla's balance sheet likely looked great, right? Billions of dollars in worth and value. Then there's the income statement. I suspect their income statement probably looked okay as well. But what was about to kill them was their cash flow statement. As you read the quotes from Elon Musk, they were bleeding cash, and they needed to needed to stop that because the ramp of their next car was slower and more costly in the beginning as they sort of set it up and got it right. And I guess the takeaway for this for you is, you need to watch your cash, right? We real estate investors talk about net worth all the time. My net worth is this, my net worth is that, but net worth means nothing, or at least very little. It's a number that's at least a little made up, right? There's lots of assumptions that go into that. Then there's the income statement. Um, you know, Income statement is interesting for real estate investors. It kind of, you know, it helps you understand where you are on a monthly or quarterly basis. But it's the cash flow statement. What cash actually shows up every month and what cash actually gets spent every month. Lots of companies go broke, being worth, in Tesla's case, $40 billion, but they don't have any cash and they just poof, gone. Now again, I'm not here to tell you Tesla was going to go away. I firmly believe they could have gotten some debt, but it would have been expensive. But the last thing to point out in this kind of talk or rant or whatever is I wonder what Tesla would have been worth if they would have come out and said, we're 9 weeks away from being out of business, we have no cash, we need to delay suppliers or whatever it is. I just wonder what would happen. And the reason I want to talk about that is because, again, for you investing in the stock market, that should scare you, right? Do you really know these companies you're investing in when one of the most valuable companies on the planet and has a CEO that's revered by so many could be 9 weeks away or less from being out of cash? I mean, did your research show that, or did you just believe the hype and all those things? And this, again, is not about Tesla. This is about any stock, any company. How well do you know your companies that you're investing in, right? I think when you invest in the stock market, you have lots of layers of risk, right? You have just general market risk. And, in today's market, there's a correction, and, maybe we're heading to a bear market. And I think technology stocks are in a bear market, right? So you have market risk. Then you have sector risk, right? Is something going to change fundamentally in that sector? Or is there tariffs going to come or whatever is going to come, where you have sector risk? And then you have individual risk, right? In this case, Tesla was nearly out of business, right? You're going to have CEO risk. You're going to have competitor. I mean, there's just so many risks that if you have a full-time job, that at least I'm convinced I could never keep up with. So in the end, when I saw the Tesla news and I read some articles, it scared me, and I knew I had to get a Real Talk video out, because I think it's just another indicator that this stock market investing is dangerous. All right, have a great day.